Rocky Ridge. It's Katie Jane from Hoover Public Library. I'm so excited to hear about your book fair you have going on. So Ms. King asked me to talk about some of the books you can buy at the book fair that are my very favorites, and I'm happy to do it. So we're going to talk about some picture books, we're going to talk about some chapter books. They may not all be a great match for you, but they will all be a great match for someone. So we're going to start with possibly one of my favorite books that has come out in the last year. And it's not just one of my favorites. It has won so many awards. This book is called Crown, an Ode to the Fresh Cut. And Derek Barnes, the author, decided to write this as a celebration of everything amazing about getting your hair cut. Not just about how good you are looking, but also all the cool people that are also looking good in there with you. Just the whole culture of having fun with other people and feeling great about yourself once you're done. The author won 2 major awards for the words, and guess what? The illustrator also won 2 major awards for his pictures. So this is going to be a great book for you. Make sure you pick up Crown, an Ode to the Fresh Cut. And remember that no matter what other people say about how you look, you have to remember that no matter what, you are looking good. Now this next book is also about not just looking good, but feeling good. Green Pants by Kenneth Kragle is about a boy who knows that he can do anything in the world as long as he is wearing his lucky green pants. But then something happens. His cousin is going to get married, and the cousin wants him in the wedding, but in the wedding he will have to wear a tuxedo, and the pants will be black. Black pants? Can he do it? Can he sacrifice the green pants to do this scary thing for his cousin? And if he wears black pants, will he actually be able to succeed at this scary thing? You'll have to read Green Pants by Kenneth Kragle to find out. Okay, so you probably noticed that I don't have a book in my hands right this minute. That's because this next book, I'm a little bit afraid of it. Miss Katie Jane is afraid of chickens. I'm not ashamed to admit it. And so it was kind of hard for me to even read this book, but it was hilarious and I think you'll like it. So I'm gonna tell you about it, but I cannot have it on my person. It is called Tyrannosaurus Rex Versus Edna, the very first chicken. And the author, Douglas Reese, does an excellent job of pitting the super scary T-Rex, which everyone would agree is scary, versus the formidable Edna, the very first chicken. And if you think a battle between a dinosaur and a chicken would not be fair, you are right, because this T-Rex is no match for this chicken. Find out more when you read, since you're braver than me, Tyrannosaurus Rex Versus Edna, the Very First Chicken by Douglas Reese. All right, now it's time to talk about the chapter books. And the first one we're going to talk about is Ban This Book by Alan Gratz. I love everything Alan Gratz has written, but this one is particularly important to me because I am not just a book lover, but a librarian. This is a story about a girl named Amy Ann. She's in 4th grade, she loves to read, and her favorite book is from the Mixed Up Files of Mrs. Basil E. Frankweiler. She checks it out all the time from her school library. It helps her cope with all the things that are tough about her life. But one day, it's not at the library when she goes there. And it's not because some other kid has checked it out. It's because a parent has decided that it, along with a whole list of books, is not appropriate for a school library, and they have been pulled from the shelves. Amy Ann's very upset. And she's not the kind of kid who gets upset and gets loud. She's not the kind of kid who stands up for herself or for anything else, but this is different. And she decides she will take a stand. But the stand she takes is to secretly gather all of the banned books and set up a banned books library in her locker. Soon, all the kids know about it, and if they want to read Captain Underpants, if they want to read Junie B. Jones, if they want to read from the Mixed Up Files, they know they just got to go to her locker. Maybe after you read Amy Ann's story, you'll figure out a way that you can stand up for what you believe in. Ban This Book by Alan Gratz. All right, this next book is actually first in a whole series of books about this character. This one is called Isadora Moon Goes to School by Harriet Muncaster. And Isadora is not your typical book character. Isadora is half vampire, half fairy. Now those things seem very opposite, but she equally loves both parts of herself. She has a lot of the same interests as her vampire dad and also a lot of the same interests as her fairy mom. And she's very happy with who she is until the day her parents decide it's time for her to go to school. And there isn't a school for people who are half vampire, half fairy. she has to make a choice. Is she going to school with vampires or is she going to go to school with fairies? How can you take yourself and split yourself and only focus on one thing? That's a question a lot of us may have. So you don't have to be half vampire or half fairy to appreciate Isadora Moon, a brand new series by Harriet Lancaster. I completely love this next book. This is called The Real McCoys, and it's written and fully illustrated by a husband and wife team, Matthew Swanson and Robbie Baer. And I love this book for several reasons. One, the story is an excellent mystery. It's about a girl named Moxie, and Moxie used to have a detective partner in her best friend, and they used to solve all sorts of mysteries together at school. But her friend has moved all the way to California, and now Moxie's alone, and she's looking for a new partner to fight these crimes. And she's trying to figure out who could be her new best friend / detective when another mystery pops up at her school. Their school's beloved mascot, a cute little monocle-wearing stuffed owl, has been stolen the day of the major award ceremony, and Moxie is on the case. But another reason I love this book is there are illustrations throughout the whole thing, like literally every single page. And sometimes the illustrations are comic book style. Sometimes it's just filling in a big white part of the page, but it always adds to the story. It's never something just there for funs and giggles. It always makes the story even better. So I cannot wait. I hope that Moxie and future mysteries are on the way. You will love it too. Read The Real McCoys by Matthew Swanson and Robbie Baer. All right, this is the last book we're going to talk about. It is called Wedgie and Gizmo by Suzanne Selfers. Now, Gizmo is a guinea pig, and he has a human servant named Elliot, and Elliot's dad has just gotten remarried, and so Gizmo and his human servant Elliot are going to have to go and live with this new mom and this new sister. During the move, his guinea pig lair is busted and he has to move into the sister's Barbie dream house, which is very embarrassing. And what is worse is it's hard to do your evil plans, not just from a Barbie dream house, but when you are sharing a house with someone called Wedgie, who also likes to sometimes be called Super Wedgie. Yep, that is this dog right here. You notice this superhero cape? He's been wearing it since Halloween. He thinks he's a superhero. So now in this one house, there is a father and son, a mother, a daughter, an evil genius guinea pig, a crazy superhero dog, and oh, did I mention? Grandma lives with them. Grandma, who's originally from Peru, a country where guinea pigs are on the menu. Could this be the end of the evil Gizmo? Will he and Wedgie have to team up to defeat this nefarious foe? You'll have to find out when you read Wedgie and Gizmo by Suzanne Selfers. All right, Rocky Ridge, I've heard about a lot of good books, and these are not the only excellent books available at your book fair. So look around, find the book that speaks to you, and make it your own. And don't forget, Hoover Public Library is going to be part of the family night at Barnes & Noble for Rocky Ridge on Friday, March 2nd. So make sure you attend so that you can do some really funny, silly stories with Miss Kaylin. Trust me, you'll love her. Thank you guys so much for letting me be part of your book fair. Happy reading, Rocky Ridge.